Right, guys. So, as you can see from the title, basically what I outlined a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, has turned out to be true. And that is that all classes will have access to all the guns in the game. When I said that this was like basically because we'd seen the leaks that, you know, no one was supposed to reveal. In the leaks, basically every player could access every weapon, and everyone was saying, "Oh, dude, no, that's they're just testing. They're just testing, bro. They're gonna log the weapons to the classes, right? Like that's what's gonna happen." No, it turns out that that's exactly their plan. Their plan is to keep the Battlefield 2042 system for allowing every class to use every gun. We're not really sure why. I'm going to give you my opinion about that. I think that one of the most important things in the Battlefield game is being able to identify what enemy you're facing. So, for instance, I'm very concerned about other effects now as well, because I'm a little bit like, well, if they're doing that with the weapons, what are they doing with the silhouettes of the classes? So, for instance, look, this guy's wearing a ghillie suit. I mean, obviously, 2042 doesn't have that. You would expect this guy to have a sniper rifle, right? If I see someone with a rocket launcher on their back, right, in Battlefield 3 and 4, I know that they've probably only got access to carbines and SMGs. When I actually go and shoot at them, you know, I can decide, right, well, this guy's only going to mostly fight me at close range. I can immediately see this guy's got a rocket launcher. He's probably not going to be able to use long-range weapons on me. If every class has access to every weapon, we're not going to be able to tell classes apart. It kind of defeats the purpose of having classes. You might as well just have a perk system and just allow anyone to be almost like Call of Duty, basically. That's kind of where we're at right now. The thought is you can, so this is their outline, by the way. They've basically said classes are defined not by necessarily how they look, but by their gadgets and their perks. They don't call them perks though. They call them something else. I can't remember what they're called. They're called. Oh, let me have a look. They have a little system here. Signature traits, and they're stuff that they're perks that you earn throughout the match. So, for instance, if you're assault class, right, and you get a few points, you'll be able to hold more ammo, right? So what they are saying though is that classes will have signature weapons, which I think we've seen in a lot of other games, where if you do take a certain weapon on a certain class, then it will give you advantages for using that weapon, right? Even Delta Force had that. So if you are using a sniper rifle, they've said that you can hold breath longer, which is, in my opinion, you know, not that relevant, but you know. So they've done that. So basically, they've said you've got your signature class traits, your signature class weapons, and then you've got your gadgets per class. So the recon class, I assume, might have like I don't know, a spotting scope or something, and the assault class might have a specific grenade that you can't get on that class. And I think grenades are going to be class specific as well. But the point is just kind of like, why do we even have classes? Are they even going to look a certain way? And does it even matter if they look a certain way if they can use any weapon? You know? It's kind of like, why are we reinventing... Not even reinventing, we're going back on ourselves. You know? We've already had this system for 2042, right? It's already been done. It's kind of like, well, why are we going back? You know? Why are we going back? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But then there's been other news as well. Or not really news. There's been more leaks. And of course, basically, leaks and news are now basically synonymous. You can't really... If you're covering the news of the game, you're basically covering the leaks as well. Well, that was a nice shot. We've got much more details about the Battle Royale mode. Which, again, I don't think they've tested the Battle Royale mode yet on labs, but obviously everything's been data mined, so... It's so weird that basically the game has been fully revealed, and you're just not allowed to talk about it. It's just so... Or, like, you're technically not allowed to talk about it if you know, you know? It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but whatever. Basically, Firestorm has been confirmed. It's going to be very, very, very similar to Warzone. They basically outlined all of the elements of Warzone, except they are having what's it called? They're having vehicle spawns. Now they haven't said what the vehicles are going to be, right? I'm assuming they're going to do tanks like they did in Firestorm 1, right? But I wouldn't be opposed that you got like some sort of armored vehicle with a machine gun or something, right? That's where I'm like, you know what? That's not the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, if someone's got a mounted machine gun on an armored truck, you know, it's still it's gonna give you a bit of an advantage because you can hide in the truck. But like, you know, I wouldn't mind that. If they're adding tanks to their version of Warzone, that's where I'm gonna be like, right, okay, guys, we can't be having. We're not doing Firestorm again, where you just have a tank in the final circle. We're not doing that again. Yeah, I think they're saying there was a firing. But again, these are all leaked from game files, essentially. So nothing's final. Who knows if it's just like the testing environment, whatever they're doing. I don't know. But yeah, so armored vehicle, wouldn't really mind if they have tanks in the Warzone mode. And that's what I'm calling it now, the Warzone mode. But essentially, dude, honestly, the what they've described as the new version of their Battle Royale, very close to Warzone. So even like, it even had suggestions that it was going to have like some sort of, what's the code? Loadout system? Like essentially you'll be able to make your favorite loadout and you'll be able to pick it up. That's kind of what they outlined. Not exactly, but yeah. Come on. So yeah, they've kind of got like loadouts. They essentially have plates. They're going to have revives. They're going to have, I think their respawn system might be quite different. A little bit. I'm going to die. Oh, never mind. I think their respawn is going to be different. So instead of having like buy stations in Warzone, they're going to have like these areas where you go to revive teammates. If you know what I mean. So I think it's going to be like, instead of having a buy station, they're going to have this, like, I guess like the buses in bloody Fortnite. Respawn areas. That's how it's going to work. I don't know if they're going to actually have a shop system. So that might be at least a little bit different. The one thing I've heard about, though, is this observer system that they're going to have in the battle royale mode. Is that if you die in the battle royale, you're going to be able to access like how do I describe this? You're going to be able to access things on the map like cameras and turrets, and you're going to be able to fight even after you're dead. Which I'm not 100% about. You know, you're going to be able to basically get access to weapons that are like basically AI control. How do I describe it? Like in Rainbow Six Siege, where you can control the cameras, right? They're essentially going to have that in the Battle Royale, where you can kill people even though you're dead. That's bad. I completely disagree with that. I mean, it's like the dogs all over again, where, you know, someone puts out their little robot dog, they die, and then their robot dog goes and just kills you anyway, and it's just like, well, that's bollocks, isn't it? Like, I've just been killed by something that's completely autonomous. That's where I'm like, okay, dude, I don't know about that. That system sounds extremely frustrating to play against. It sounds like you're allowed to remote fight from the gulag. Yeah, but is that? The thing is, I wouldn't mind being spotted by something that was controlled like by a dead teammate, but being killed or being assisted in a fight, like you're fighting a guy one-on-one and you get killed by a drone instead that's being controlled by his dead teammate. I don't know about that, dude. Like, I'm gonna feel pretty pissed off if that's the case. You know, I don't think I'm GGing that one, you know. Ooh. Yeah. So that's one area that I'm quite afraid of. There was another thing I was gonna discuss as well, but essentially, yeah, not locking weapons to classes. To me, it kind of like defeats the purpose of having classes. We're not going to be able to tell different classes apart. It's just gonna, I don't know. It's what I've kind of hoped was like going to be a main feature of the next game. I don't understand the... And one of the things I'm concerned about, and I think a lot of people are concerned about, is are they doing this for MTX reasons? Are they doing this because they want people to be able to buy a gun on the store and then be able to use it on all their classes as opposed to being limited? But to that I say, if you buy a gun that you want to use on a specific class, then you'll use that class. Do you know what I mean? If it's a case of like, oh, we want to make sure that someone buys an MTX and then they're able to just use it freely as opposed to having to be locked to a certain class, you know? I don't see the problem. What? How did that? Okay. Which again, we don't know if that's the case, but it certainly sounds like it might be. And also, this brings up another concern, which is if we are going to have this class system, and there's going to be potentially MTX, I don't know, are we going to be able to tell the classes apart, regardless of what gadgets or guns they have? You know how, like, in Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, you know exactly what class they are immediately by what they're wearing. Are they just getting rid of that? Are we just going, like, are the classes just basically almost arbitrary? It's just like, yeah, you can pick Assault, and it just gives you a few, what's it called, advantages, but everyone just looks the same. And you all just run around, and there's going to be a meta class, and, you know, there's going to be a meta gun, and you can just use that on any class. And if you want to use that on with the best gadgets and the best grenade and the best thing, there, yeah, you can just do that. Like, oh, you want to use a sniper on the, medic class? Yeah, you can do that, don't worry. And apparently, well, something I've already talked about. I talked about this a while ago. Oh, thanks, bro. I talked about this a while ago. They might have, or no, I think they've already confirmed that they have a perk which gives your character... Hang on. There's a perk which gives your character 2 primary weapons. So, and I think it's the assault class. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was the assault class or not. But essentially, a class with 2 primary weapons, so you could run sniper and assault rifle, or sniper and SMG, which again would be extremely strong. Imagine that even in 2042. If I could just run a Vector and a Gold Magnum, you know, just think about that. It's getting a bit crazy, dude. I don't know, man. It's going in a certain direction that I'm not sure about, but we'll see. The one thing I am concerned about is they're not even discussing that they might even change this. It's kind of like, yeah, you'll be able to test this. It's like they're not even discussing about the fact that maybe they might consider locking weapons to classes. It's kind of like that is the basis of our game's philosophy. Like we're not locking weapons to classes. That's it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Off you go. It's kind of like how they've responded to it. So and the problem is, even in their, like, the thing that talks about it, even in the way that they talk about it, it doesn't really explain why they've done it. It's just kind of like, we want people to be able to freely use the guns in their classes, and that's that. Goodbye. It's like, but what about the other parts? You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like they've... I mean, maybe we need, like, a full documentation on, like, exactly why this system will work better than the systems that we've had in the previous games, you know? By the way, Scotty, thank you for the 5. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little concerned, dude. I gotta be honest, I'm a little concerned. How was the holiday? Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've gone on a bit of a rant here, but I do think this is a major thing that we have to talk about. I think it's extremely important. Extremely important. About class, what's the word I'm looking for? Identity. Class identity for me it's one of the big... I think I've talked about this in every, like, review video for the last 10 years I've done for Battlefield games. I've always talked about class identity and how important it is and how it makes the game feel... Yeah, I don't know, man. It just feels odd. I feel like we shouldn't have to be fighting for this stuff. And then why classes in general? Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like where what is the point in the classes? You're essentially saying to me that you pick perks. What is the difference? If you're telling me that there's no defined classes in terms of the weaponry or even how they look, what are we picking? We're picking perks. It's a perk system. It's not a class system. It's a perk system. Here's your group. It's like Call of Duty picking your like predefined perk pack. And this is the problem I have. It's like, what's the point? You know? That's the problem I have. That is the problem. Right there. What do we actually? Why do we have classes? Is it purely? Is it a bit like, you know how? Is it a bit like how Marathon says that it's not a hero shooter, but then they call them classes and then they just say, and then it's actually just heroes, but they just want to. Do you know what I mean? They didn't want to call them heroes, so they're just like, it's a class system that look a lot like heroes, but we don't want to call it a hero shooter. So there you go. That's my biggest concern is, what is the point in having classes if it's simply just perks and gadgets? That's not a class. It's a loadout. It's a perk system. And again, it just doesn't feel like they're willing to even negotiate that. It's just like, no. We're doing it this way, and that's it. You gotta go with it. See how it goes. And then are we gonna end up having to, you know, do the classic thing with 2042 where they just had to basically roll everything back later? I don't know. Oh my word! They just instantly try. I'll turn up the volume now. The rant's mainly over, but the thing is they've never done. One thing I've never understood with MTX, right, with their monetization. Have they ever done class-specific skins? They've done hero-specific skins, and in BF5 they kind of just went, well, we can't really force you to play a class if you want to look a certain way, which is why you then had classes that looked like medics even when they weren't medics. Remember? I've always found that weird. Like, do you not think that releasing class-based, if they actually had proper silhouettes and, you know, predefined looking classes, would it not be sick to be like, here's the 4 class skins for this season, here's what they look like? You know what I mean? As opposed to being like, you can just make your character look like anyone. You know, it is what it is. Oh, ooh. Surely they're going to sell class edition skins. No, but that's what I'm saying. They're not. Because I don't know whether there's any identity within the classes. Do you know what I mean? Where are the enemies? Oh my god. Hello. Okay, sure. They were right behind me the whole time. I don't know whether classes are going to look a certain way. And honestly, if it is like the way it is, do they even need to? Is it just going to be you make your character look however you want and then you spawn in as that class and you get the perks and that's that? I have no idea. Again, we're not allowed to talk about the... If you've played the game, you can't talk about it, so... How did I not kill that guy? The shortcut kit is the best way to sell in the store. I mean, even you remember in BF4? I made like second accounts and stuff. And I was like, oh, I can't be asked to unlock all this stuff. And I just did the shortcut kits for the MTX stuff. Okay, so, and something else I wanted to discuss, and something that I feel is really kind of like rough and doesn't make any sense. So, before on this channel, and even my other content creator friends, right? We would never talk about leaks necessarily. Because it would always be considered, you don't know if that's the final thing yet, right? We'd always kind of avoid talking about leaks, and if you did talk about leaks, you'd kind of just be like, listen, this is completely, you know, up in the air. We don't really know if this is true or not. But now, we have no choice but to cover leaks, all of us. We have no choice, because we know that the leaks are true. Do you know what I mean? They're not leaks. It's actual full HD 4K gameplay. And it's like, It's like we're in such a weird predicament where the game is being played by potentially hundreds, maybe even thousands of players. And I would say, you know, maybe 1% of them are breaking the NDA. But that's enough for us to completely know everything about the game before they've even gone into beta. And we're in this crazy, just like... I mean, it's great for the player, right? It's great that you get all this information about everything you want to see in the game. But, like, we're as a content creator, we're now forced to even talk about... what's it called? To talk about... leaks, and then leaks are now kind of being synonymous with game file leaks. What do we call them again? Data mining. Like, data mining for me back in the day was like a complete, like, no, we do not talk about data mining. Data mining is just kind of like, you know, it's considered a bit like, it's kind of like ruining the fun because it's like, you're kind of getting information that you shouldn't really have. Leaks are at least kind of like, you don't know if they're true or not. And then data mining is like, but now it's like, well, if the only way we're allowed to talk about new information about the game is about leaks, then how are we not supposed to cover the data mining as well? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like the respect is just like, I don't know. It's a gray area. What am I supposed to do? Just ignore all this information coming out, and it's the only way I can talk about the game. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's the fact that, you know, the rules have changed for content, and that's just how it is. If you're kind of like there's no honor anymore in terms of like, oh, but you want to be respectful to the devs. Well, I can tell you right now, TikTok's not they're just gonna find the information and be like, nah, well, I'm just gonna. Oh my god, I missed every shot. No. I was hoping the hip fire would carry me. Oh, I didn't reload. Whoops, hang on. Sorry, this is a big fumble. Yeah, like before it would be kind of like a thing of like, well, you know, if you're associated with the game, you don't really want to just like be a dick and just cover all of the wrong things. But now it's just like, well, 100 other people are going to do this. Oh my god, dude. They're still alive in that smoke? 100,000 other people are going to do the same. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Just pretend that I can't see what's being shown to me 50 times a day? Anyway, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, it's a weird place now, making content. It really is. And yeah, I'm guessing you can talk about leaks because everyone's seen them, right? Like, what is it? There's always honor. You just have to be the one to choose it or not. But the problem is that then you just get left behind, especially in a world of information. Pinch one off. Thank you for the 129 months. Thank you. Also, Big Bro Steve, thank you for the gifted sub. Yeah, thanks, dude. Maybe they're tactical leaks. Well, in a way, they are. They want people to talk about the leaks. It's huge for it's a massive marketing gain, right? It's a double-edged sword, right? Is that the right phrase to use? It works massively in their favor, but also it means that certain things are going to be misconstrued and purposefully taken out of context. But at the end of the day, it's all just a big bonus because everyone's talking about the game, so it doesn't really matter.
Russians are attacking one of our objectives.
Whoops, how'd this footage go? Well, it kind of is exactly like that. And obviously, and I mean, you've even got devs responding to people who talk about leaks, which again is kind of weird. It's like, it's completely NDA'd. Anyway, John, about that gun that you were talking about in the leaked gameplay there. Well, that's going to be changing at launch. So what, dude? What? No, what? Are we talking about it or not? Do not talk about the game. Now that you're talking about it. Oh no. Oh my god, I couldn't get the headshot. Hang on. There's an important. I've got an important message. Oh my god. I knew that was gonna work. Yes! Beautiful. What's my take on Battlefield BR doing ground loot only and not loadouts? But I think they are doing loadouts. This is what we've just... Again, more leaks. Apparently, they might be doing some loadout thing where basically if you loot some sort of key card, it will give you access to your favorite loadout or something along those lines. Basically, in my opinion, I think we should be able to essentially cover... If we were to get access to BF Labs, I think at this point, with how many leaks they are, they might as well just let us talk about them. Or at least, I don't know, maybe even showcase gameplay at this point. Because everyone's already seen the game. That's all I'm saying. Have they sued someone breaking the NDA? No. What do you mean got squashed? What have we just been hit by? What? We got... What? We got hit by a boat.
Allied troops attacking Bravo 2.
What the hell was that? Random. Thank you for the 113 months. Oh, I got hit by a hovercraft, but it was a friendly hovercraft? I don't really know what just happened there. Where the fuck? Where'd he go? Is that him there? God, that's lame. You can just sit behind that little shield, can't he? Jesus. God, these people. Sitting behind the little shields. I don't know if this has enough cover for my legs. I've never even seen that tank. Yeah, okay. And I've just been hit again, even though... Oh my god, dude, that's so annoying. That guy just ran in when there was like 15 teammates looking at him. I don't even know how he managed that. Oh well.
We cannot sustain any more losses. Evacuate the site. We've lost.
My worst fear, SBMM. They've already addressed SBMM. They said that there is a form of SBMM even in 2042. And that the game's matchmaking will not be changing from 2042. Allegedly. Well, and we already know there's no server browser. That's 100%. Maybe if they have some form of custom servers, we might get a server browser, but... Are there rumors that they'll have DLSS? No, they'll have DLSS, surely. What's my worst fear? That they're not locking guns to classes, and they're not. They've confirmed it. They've done a full... It's not even a leak. It's confirmed. They're not locking weapons to classes. And that's the game. And people said to me, like, oh, it's just for the testing. They're allowing all classes to use all weapons because it's part of the testing.
Outrageous move. Enemy forces have just penetrated Canadian airspace. They're moving here to a joint U.S.-Canadian research facility in the Rocky Mountains. I cannot express the importance of this facility enough. Protect and hold the sectors no matter the cost. We must defend this sovereign territory. Command out.
Gunny. Are we on defense? Do I want to snipe? I don't know. What else could I use? What have I not used yet? Yeah, the other issue I'm having is that there doesn't seem to be any conversation about whether they're going to have weapons for classes. It's just that's it. We've kind of made our decision, and that's our philosophy. And good luck. Almost got him in the head. Why is there so many? Okay, bro. That's the fastest vehicle in any video game I've ever seen in my life. I think he's dead now. It's so strange of them to release... Well, because they're... I don't know. Maybe they're trying to address the leaks and people's concerns. And the concerns were that they were locking weapons to or they weren't locking weapons to classes. So I guess they did address the concerns. Maybe not in the way that people wanted them to, but they did address them. You can't They certainly addressed the concerns. Maybe not in the way you wanted. Okay. I didn't reload any of my guns. Good. I took time doing that. Let's see if I can get this guy in the head. Ready? He's going to peek that side of that container, surely. No? Okay, maybe not. No. Be shot in the back already. No. From a guy that's prone that we would never see that guy. Parasanic, thank you for the 3 years. Thank you. Oh no. Oh, and I've got a lovely weapon animation. Oh, it's a teammate. I thought that was an enemy. It's footsteps. Can I not see? Can I not hear enemies' footsteps? How did I? Okay. Guns are not as accurate as I remember in this game. I think I've been playing too much Call of Duty where every gun's just a laser beam at every range. I'm not used to it anymore. But then I think hipfire is more accurate in this game, isn't it?
Objective captured and secured.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what? He's not even using a suppressor and it sounded completely silent. Oh, well. Am I worried about custom servers? I mean, we don't know if there's going to be. Do we? Have I missed more leaks? Oh, fuck off. Now I can't kill that guy because he's just sitting in the front of the vehicle. Someone just needs to shoot him in the front. Please. Thank you. Am I using the right, don't know. Sometimes I usually use the close range one, actually. I can't remember.
We've lost control of Alpha 2.
Not a lot of cover, is there? Yeah, thank you, Barasonic, for the 41 months, by the way, not the 3 years. The 3 years in a row.
We've lost this sector. Regroup for the next. Move.
Guys, how do you use 2042 weapons? I forgot. I can't even remember anymore. Oh, we have to fall back. Shit. Probably dead. Really? Dude, I was like, huh?
Hold out here.
Yeah.
Guard this sector.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's tied into I'm not sure that it's tied into MTX, but that could explain why they're doing it. If they're basically having it so that you can use any gun in any class, it means that when you buy a gun skin, it means that it's not locked. It's not locked to a certain class that you're forced to use, right? That's going to be the thought behind it. I'm getting out of here. That's going to be the thought behind it, isn't it?
One of our objectives has been attacked.
But again, I was also talking about the fact that there's going to be... What is wrong with my screen? Why is there squares on my screen, guys? What's wrong with this game? You see the giant squares? What's wrong, man? I don't know what's up anymore. Ooh, this is gonna be a problem. Okay, any more men landing on me? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Do I have some hope for some good sniping in BF6? Well, if they just follow the previous games, then yeah, it'll be pretty good. Oh, they're above us, though. That is a enemy, not a teammate. I'm confused. I think it's... I don't know why I thought that was a teammate. You know what? I don't want to play that map. I want to play some sniping. But of course, without a server browser, I won't even know what game I'm going to join. This could be good. Yep, that was a rage quit. You heard it in my voice, guys. I was very angry. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing... I've actually not seen any sniper gameplay. I don't think people are using the snipers in the leaks usually.
Russian submarine has been recovered in Alang, India, but not by us.
Do I want to
20
use...
minutes ago, we received orders to attack and take it back.
Maybe I should just use a sniper.
Forces
But...
and penetrate the facility. Our victory
We're on attack.
Cleared American troops from the area. You will receive additional information on site. Go. Out.
Are they going to have zeroing on the snipers? Well, who knows, man. What the hell is this? What's that icon with the little man walking?
You will capture the site sector by sector.
I gotta say though, the matchmaking system in 2042 is you know what, it wears me out, and we're gonna have it in the new game. You know when you want to do a certain thing, you're like, oh, I really want to do that thing on this specific map, and it's like, unlucky. Unfortunately, you are... Where do I aim for this? Unlucky. Unfortunately, you're not on the right team or the right map to do whatever you want to do, and it's just like, okay, I guess I'll just be forced into doing what you want, game. Even if it means... Oh, I didn't realize that's out of bounds. Whoops. Even if it means sucking the enjoyment out of the game, I'll do what you want. Oh, I've got the wrong secondary. Wrong secondary. A revolver and a sniper is basically the same thing. Nade him.
Grenade out.
Nade. Hell yeah. But luckily, this is actually a good sniping map, I think, because there's lots of long angles and open areas where people are running. Oh my god. Come on. No server browser, no purchase. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. The game could still be good without a server browser. It's just going to be a little bit more annoying to find what you want to do because you just have to leave and join and leave and join and leave and join and leave and join. My favorite thing about their matchmaking system is when it joins you to the same server 5 times in a row. Even though, like, guys, why do you think I left the server? Do you think it's like just, you know, put any kind of logic in. Put any kind of logic into why I left the server. Do you think I will, you know what? Maybe I just need to be joined back into that server again to make me feel better about why I left that server. It's like, guys, there should be definitely just stoppage protection, but that would mess up their matchmaking system, so they wouldn't do that, as we've done with Call of Duty. They don't do things that mess with their matchmaking, so it's just kind of like, you just gotta deal with it. Server browser must. I'm telling you, dude, there's not gonna be one for normal games. You know that server I left? You know what? I feel different about it now. I want to go back to that exact server. In fact, when I quit for the 3rd time, you know where I want to go? I want to go back to that server again. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. That's, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right, matchmaker. Because the matchmaker works for me, right? It finds me the best match available. That's how matchmakers work. Right, guys? They made the matchmaker so that it's just easier for me to find the match that I wanted to be in. You know? Because that's what it's working for me. It's for the player. Well, it is what it is. I mean, even, guys, I'll be honest, even your beloved Arc Raiders, I think, has skill-based matchmaking of some kind. Don't get it twisted. Don't think you're safe because Arc Raiders looks casual. I'm telling you right now. Arc Raiders has some form of matchmaking in it, which will rear its ugly head after a couple of weeks. Trust me. This at least give us a map filter? No, because that would go against their matchmaking. I'm telling you guys, you're cooked. Your matchmaking is here to stay, and it's over. The only game that doesn't have a matchmaking system is bloody Armor Reforger. That's why we enjoyed Armor Reforger so much. You can actually go and, hey, I want to go and play Modern. I want to do this. I want to play that map. I want to do this. Oh, here you go. Just pick it from the server browser, bro. It is what it is. Oh. Oh, God. Okay, sure. Yeah. That's the spot. Is he ready? He's gonna wait until I get... Where is he? Is he still on the floor? I've forgotten where I was. Where was I? Where did I end? Why did my body end up? Oh, he is dead, I think. Yeah, that. What the? I need to put the volume up. Sorry, the game was a bit quiet, I think. I need to change to a Deagle or something.
Second.
Why don't they do a server browser? Because they want to have control of the matchmaking. I don't even know if that's the right way, but... Okay. Oof. Lovely. Drag reviving. Yeah, the drag reviving we've seen. It's very good. It's what we should have had in BF5. I don't know if they needed it in 2042, but yeah, it would have been nice to have in 2042, but I don't know if it was imperative. You just sniped at me and shot me. This guy. Oh, good. So if no server bres, then that means no custom games. I don't know about that. I have no idea about custom games or like any kind of portal system. The only thing we heard was when another creator leaked something about saying that portal existed, but apparently that was misinformation. A creator went to an event and didn't know what they were allowed to and not allowed to talk about, and apparently he was just like saying, oh yeah, portal's in there, completely confirmed, but then apparently that was misinformation, but we have no idea.
US forces attacking one of our objectives.
How come I didn't get... oh, because I'm playing with K. Right, that makes a lot of sense. No. Okay. Is there an enemy in that bush as well? No, it was a teammate. They're gonna live. I can see it at their foot, maybe. Don't people use the spotting tools anymore? This game, you don't need to use the spotting because it's quite easy to see your enemies. They get spotted automatically at like 10 meters or something. Or is it more than that? It might be 40, actually. I can't remember. I haven't played enough recently to work it out. See what I mean? So that guy wasn't spotted, but because I was looking at him, his icon came above his head, even though I could barely see him. That's been in a lot of Battlefield games, though, I think. Maybe not as aggressively. Oh, wow. Big play, man. Yeah, Portal surely will have a server browser if they bring it back. It wouldn't make sense. How are you supposed to find... There's going to be surely just crazy modes, right? Okay. And he's won. Thank you. He had like 5 teammates heading for him as well, so...
Time to reload.
Your mouse aim doesn't work. What do you mean? Oh, there's a claymore. And that blew up even though I wasn't next to it anymore. Okay. Sure.
One down. You're welcome.
Enemy soldier marked.
New objectives assigned. Secure the area.
Marking a hostile.
I want to know what happened to BattleBit. BattleBit was fun. It didn't get any big updates for a while. It did pretty good. Oh, I still don't, I'm not getting the bullet drop right on the Gold Magnum. I think I've forgotten. A bit higher, maybe. I think I've forgotten the bullet drop for this gun. I don't remember. Oh my god, dude. This guy's insane at dodging. Whoa. The Milsim aspects. Oh, no, I tell you what. The thing that did frustrate me a little bit about BattleBit is that it was supposed to be a hardcore, like almost like armor, but then you had really dumb movement mechanics where people could spam prone and shit and like slam themselves up and down like they're on a hinge. Like it's when you've got games like that that are trying to be more tactical and hardcore, you can't have this thing where you like spam prone and dolphin dive everywhere. It was just like, oh, what the fuck? Like pick a lane. Do you know what I mean? What are you trying to be? Do you want to be arcadey or do you want to be casual or do you want to be hardcore? Like what is it? It didn't make any sense. Enemies? I am McLean McKay, so I could technically... Oh, okay. And I got killed by a robot dog. I got killed by a robot dog. Not even the guy that was shooting in front of me. Incredible. Welcome to 2042. Such a joke, dude. I get cross-mapped by a robot dog instead of... Insane. Like, honestly. For fuck's sake, man. I go to the beginning, Sam. I talk about everything at the beginning. Is that a dead tank? I don't think I've ever been in this vehicle before. I thought I was driving for a second. Any more men on the crane over there? He's dead. Ah. Actually, I messed up. Oops. Well, I'm not used to the mechanics of this game. I haven't played in... Well, I played like a couple of weeks ago. No. Oh my goodness. Ah! Shot through his legs.
One down. You're welcome.
Holy shit. That guy actually came in like crazy. Where did he come from? I'm trying to work out what range I want to be hip firing and what range I want to ADS. Because in Call of Duty, you just don't hip fire any range, really. Have I tried to play BF4? No, BF4 is not streamer friendly. No. Unfortunately. Simply not allowed. Well, you can play it for like a day, but then... This nade thing is... Shit, man. You can play it for like a day, but if you make a habit of it, they're just gonna take you down. I mean... Basically, you're not allowed, you're allowed maybe a one-off. You can get away with it. But I'd rather just not deal with that stress, you know what I mean? Look, why do I have these? Okay, what is with the squares on my screen? You see this? Is it a wall hack? Is my wall hack malfunctioning? What is that? It's like a lighting bug. What game is this? This is Battle Dogs 5. Well, this is gonna be painful. Never mind. It's perfect. Where'd that guy go? Oh, they've changed things so much. You almost got me, dude. Oh. Dude, he only hit headshots on me. How am I not dead? I didn't even play up. I'm gonna try out that new siege mode in Space Marine 2. Probably not. I think I'm pretty much done with like Oh, I needed one more shot, dude. Maybe they'll peek it again there. Thoughts on Insurgency Sandstorm? It was fun for a while. Unfortunately, I feel like Insurgency Sandstorm is now a just kind of like almost pure map knowledge game. And if you don't know the maps like the back of your hand, you're just going to have a bad time. Because people just know every spot to hold. You know what I mean? It feels like it's almost impossible to outplay someone that knows their way around the map. Like, the options for outplay are limited when you're fighting someone that basically knows every single angle to hold and when every shot kills in one shot. You know what I mean? There is loads of enemies there, I can hear them. Ugh. Look what they did to my McKay, man. He used to be so fast with his... He used to be so fast, and now he's just slow. He's dead. He used to be so fast, and now he's just slow. He's still kind of fast.
Cover me! I'm reloading!
What's the squares? Is it my, like... Is it my newest driver or something? What is causing these issues?
If we take this sector, we can end this battle.
I mean, I'm not sure what he thought was going to happen there.
We are initiating an attack on Echo 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe play another game if this makes you so mad. Sorry, didn't know I was giving off anger. Have you seen what anger looks like? I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Hitting Echo 1.
Target down.
I think I went. I don't even know what I said. I think I was like, oh, that sucks. I was like, oh, I don't really know. If I punch my monitor, it might go viral. Has SPMM always been around? It's okay. So the start of SPMM for me, which came out first, Advanced Warfare or PUBG? I genuinely can't remember. Whichever one of those games came out first was my first experience. Oh, look at that! Would you look at that? Was my first experience where I was like, wait, what the hell's happening? Why am I getting worse at the game the more I play? That doesn't usually happen. That's what I'm saying. People are saying AWL PUBG. Which came out first? Advanced Warfare came out first? Where'd that guy go? Oh. Close. It was a close one. Ooh. Advanced Warfare was 2014. Was it? Oh man. Basically, I remember playing Advanced Warfare and PUBG. And the more I played, the more I was like, why am I bad at this game, dude? And I just seem to be getting worse. Like, what's happening? And the same thing with PUBG. I was like, usually the more I play, the better I am. But in this game, the more I play, the worse I get. What's happening here? And then we discovered that they had they'd like a caveman discovering fire. Call of Duty discovered strict skill-based matchmaking, and from that day forward, gaming was never fun again. Oops. Why are they nading a wall? And the same thing with PUBG. But PUBG had a weird system where every time you switched region, it reset your, or every time you switched region, each season, it reset your matchmaking. Again, stupid system for a casual game, whatever. So what you did was you played like 50 hours on EU, and then when that got insane and unplayable, you play 50 hours on American servers, and then when that got insane and unplayable, you go 50 hours on the Asian servers. And then a new season would happen, and you go, wow. Get back to work.
You are making this look easy.
Any BF2 today? Oh, Battlefront 2. Yeah, I've heard about this. Everyone's going back to Battlefront 2. Which is cool, I guess. I mean, I've already told you my thoughts on Battlefront 2. Which is, I think that heroes, maybe they've nerfed them a little bit, but the heroes ruined that game for me. The game basically became farming hero simulator. And I didn't enjoy it because I wanted to play, I liked playing normal infantry. And basically if you weren't farming heroes, you were doing it wrong. My favorite part about Battlefront was the first 5 minutes of a match where someone hadn't farmed a hero to get 100 kills plus every round. I loved it. I loved the beginning of every Battlefront 2 match. And then once people worked out, right, what you do is you spawn in a vehicle, get 15 kills. Then when you got the 15 kills, you spawn in as one of the heroes that's impossible to kill. And then you hold a corridor and get 100 kills every round. And that's the gameplay. And if you ever push the hero solo, you die. It was basically impossible to defeat a hero solo unless you're like a 1,000 hour player who knows exactly how to like use a flat. It was just like, it's like it was horrific towards the end. But that's Battlefront, or that was Battlefront 2. It was Battlefront 2. 5 minutes of like awesome infantry gameplay. followed by 20 minutes of a hero just absolutely thrashing your team with basically no counter.
Well done. The entire area is now secure and under our control.
And I don't know if it's still like that today. Maybe it is. Cool that it had a resurgence though, because I know that people love Star Wars and Battlefront. I mean, I've got a bloody helmet by me, haven't I? It is? Well, there you go. I think I played Battlefront 2 solidly for 2 months, and then I quit cold turkey on day 60 and never played again. And people were literally like, dude, where's the Battlefront 2 gameplay? You were playing this every day. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm done. I honestly wish that the heroes were more of like a behemoth system as opposed to just something that happens every single round. And honestly, one thing that I've also noticed that happens is only the best players seem to get the heroes, which is obviously a good thing for if you want balanced. Well, not balanced. How do I describe it? It's a good thing if you want to reward good players, but it means that the bad players basically never get a chance to use the heroes. I feel like it should just be pickups again. But then again, if they were pickups, then everyone would farm the pickups. I feel like it should honestly be a point where everyone has a chance to be a hero. It shouldn't be a competitive environment like it kind of ends up being. Like, oh, if you're the best player, then you get the best hero, and then you can push this. It should just be like, oh, one random player on the team gets to play as Darth Maul this round. Yay! Or, oh, you've been chosen to play Yoda. EP. You went back to Battlefront because of the hype, and it's exactly as you described. Yoda going 100 and 0. Yep. It's like, but I mean, you could argue that that's the same for Battlefield with some vehicles, right? But the problem is that the heroes are even stronger than vehicles in, yeah, and I'd love a no hero mode, but it's all part, again, DICE, and this is something that I'm going to cover, it's like a blanket. DICE has this thing where if something is considered an integral part of the game, they can't not include it. So vehicles and Battlefield have to be together. So, for instance, in the Battle Royale, in the competitive mode, we have to have tanks. It's like, no. We don't need to. No, but tanks are part of Battlefield. It's like, yeah, but what if we just didn't have that in the... No, tanks have to be in the game. It's like, okay. Right, so we're going to have to work around that because that's going to be really... Wait, why am I on a 2-minute breakthrough? It's like, at least they have the infantry-only maps now, right? It took them a while to get there, but... I was guilty of dropping 100 bombs in the small plane in BF1. I was guilty of getting 100 kills with bloody Boba Fett and what's his name in Battlefront 2. I was one of those people. But I got bored of that. I didn't want to do that. You weren't allowed to just play a normal infantry. You had to basically get a certain amount of kills, and then you had to play the heroes if you wanted to even compete. That was the problem I had with Battlefront 2. It's just like, but I just want to play as a normal infantryman. It's like, sorry. No, you have to use the heroes now, because otherwise that other guy is just going to absolutely stomp your team. And it's just like... Because that's also where the content was as well. If people only cared about you getting 100 kills with bloody... What's his name? The bounty hunter with the crocodile face.
Time to get the fuck into Dodge.
Yeah. Boss. Bosk. Bosch? Yeah, Bosk. You just play as Boss. You just absolutely slam the enemy team. You can snipe them before, and they can never... And if you want to play it in a certain way, they'll never be able to flank you. And you can just snipe them, and they'll never kill you.
Claim that ship and destroy every scrap of Russian resistance. Just do us a favor and leave the fancy equipment.
But yeah, I would love, Dicey listening, I would love infantry only Battlefront 2, even as it is now. If you just literally turned off the heroes on one mode, because there must be loads of players at the moment. Infantry only, just as a limited time mode. I would come back and play it in a heartbeat, genuinely. But it's like, as again, DICE has this thing where it's like, oh, we can't remove a core part of the game. It can't be done. We have to have it in some form. Plus the stupid gas grenades. Yeah. And so yeah, Battlefield's got vehicles. Battlefront 2 has heroes, and they just and Jedi and Sith or whatever. I guess they're heroes, yeah. They can't not have them. Yeah, if you guys want to know what the title is about, I talk about everything like fully at the beginning of the stream. If you want to roll back. Oh, I missed my shots. Whoops. I can't remember how much you get punished for moving and shooting in this game. I have forgotten. I'm not in a good position, guys. I'm dead. That was 18 grenades. But yeah, no weapons locked to classes confirmed in Battlefield 6, guys. Confirmed. And it was what I was talking about for a long time. I was like, my biggest concern is that they're locking weapons. They're not locking weapons to classes, and it's exactly what they did. Oh, that was a big dodge by them.
All objectives captured. The sector is ours.
Ooh, my movement is so bad on this game now. I used to be so quick with it. Oh, come on. What the fuck? How did I not know they were there? Sorry, guys. I'll stop raging.
You have new objectives.
I almost let myself go there. That was close. Would I prefer weapons fixed to classes? Yes. It gives them identity. It means you can judge what the enemy is going to do based on either what weapon they're carrying or by what their character looks like. But I don't know if they have either of those systems. We have no idea if they're gonna go for like you make a character and then you can just play any class as that character, or if they're going for like hey, this class looks like this with this armor and this piece of and this bag on their back and this gadget attached to their hip that you can tell from a distance. We don't know if they're doing that, or if all soldiers are just generic soldiers. Come on, peek it again. You didn't even lose that much health. You might as well peek again. Why not? What about the argument with the gunsmith making any weapon an LMG? Wait, they can do that? I mean, I've not seen that much stuff because again, we're not allowed to talk about it, remember, guys? So I've not seen that much stuff regarding... Wait, why haven't I got a 40 round mag? This gun's supposed to have a 40 round mag, isn't it? Why have I only got a 30? Oh, good. They made so much noise, dude. They were so loud. What the fuck? Why has this only got a 30 round mag? What? I haven't even unlocked the 40 round mag? What? I definitely have. Weird. Okay. I thought I'd unlocked the 40 round mag for this gun like years ago. It reset at one point? We didn't get a playtest invite? Who knows, man? Because remember, we're not allowed to talk about it.
We are initiating an attack on Bravo 1.
Oh shit, I didn't. Again, these guys made zero sound above my head because they just spawned in, I think. You still, yeah. So the stupid thing about the playtests, the labs playtest, is that it appears in your EA app, and it appears when you play it to your friends. Yes, it does do that. But of course, you're not going to tell your friends, are you? Guys, everyone's not telling their friends. Everyone's adhering to the NDA, right? Everyone is adhering to the NDA, which is super cool, man. I'm so proud of you guys. You wouldn't even tell your parents. You know, your parents say, hey, son, what did you play today? I'd love to know about the game. And you go, Dad, I don't know what the f you're talking about. All right? I've never even heard of Battlefield Labs. If they lock weapon now, they give the medics the weapon like BC2, which is horrible. Yeah, but, or SMGs, I don't know. Or just carbines again. Like, carbines were like, what, slightly worse assault rifles for that were playable on the medic class? Weren't they? Were they even slightly worse? I think they were actually pretty good. Okay. I'm not allowed to peek without getting instantly killed. I can't go around the side either. This will be too painful if I go around the side. They're all waiting for me. See? I knew it! Battlefielder? I barely knew ye. Okay, this is potential death, but we're doing it. Oh, I didn't realize that was an enemy. This is a nice little angle here. Nice angle. Nice ang. Nice ang, dude. Look at this ang. Crazy ang. Look at that. Oh, shit. Crazy ang. Thanks, dude. I needed that today. I like the idea of a kid not answering their parents if they're under NDA. Well, precisely. Unfortunately, when you make people of the public sign NDAs, it's almost like... What's it like? How could you describe giving an NDA to a person that doesn't have to adhere to any rules? It's like asking school kids to be nice to the supply teacher. It's not the greatest analogy I've ever had. Oh, big play. Like, there's this, I don't know, man. It's like, there's no way there was ever going to be any kind of secrecy. It's like, it's a joke at this point, which is why, honestly, I think they should just let it rip. Just say, look, fine. Look, you can talk about the gameplay. Fine. Everyone's already seen it anyway. Oh, big shots, man. You hit all those. A pinky promise. Well, yeah. That was close. I should probably switch back to, what's his name? The other guy. Zane. Because he gets more health regen than this. And I'm not going to be using my zipline on McKay in here, am I? Nice fast reload in this gun, at least. I bet you they will reveal first week of June Games Fest. No, but you guys have heard the news about ARC creators, right? Again, more data mining. It's up to you. You can close your ears if you'd like to. But there's been data mining stuff. Essentially, there was a file change the other day, and the file basically says that it's going live at 11 p.m. on June 6th, which is very interestingly timed at the same time as Summer Games Fest. Now, could that just be, you know, they just changed some art? Which it could be the case. It could be the case that something, you know, some art's changing in the game or something. That's going to be like, oh, wish list now. I don't know. But, or could it be? The file has a timer for June 6th, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. But I'm saying that could just mean we don't know what that means.
Stay away from me!
Maybe the timer starts on June 6th for the release of the game. Maybe they're going to reveal when the game's going to be released on June 6th. Oh yeah, when does the Switch 2 come out? I can't wait to play the new Mario Kart and the new Mario Kart. And also, I can't wait to play the new Mario Kart. Isn't June 6th D-Day? Yeah. Well, it was. I don't think it's D-Day anymore. How's no one... Oof. Oof. Sit down. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Mario Kart, and also Mario Kart when the Switch comes out. I'm really looking forward to that. Not really sure what other games might be out at that time, but I guess we'll see. Although I kind of wish that, like, you remember when the Switch 1 came out? Mario Odyssey was one of my favorite games ever. It was so sick. I got a Switch just to play Mario Odyssey. This release though, I mean, I'm not the biggest Mario Kart fan, even though it sounds like I am. It's just that's all I have to go off. Like Mario Odyssey was a banger. Absolute banger.
Final sector secure. We have full control of the area. Mission accomplished.
Maybe another tech test. Either way, that works for me. I mean, I'm extremely excited for Arc Raiders. I don't know if you could tell. But yeah, something's probably going to happen June 6th. At least an announcement. I hope they have good anti-cheating Arc Raiders. Well, that game will be ruined by cheaters, unfortunately. And I don't even mean to be a bummer about it. That's just kind of every game. I'm already plugging for a Spono for the Switch 2 Mario Kart release. Does Nintendo even do sponsorships? Like, I'm not even kidding. I think they do, but you have to be like a trusted creator who's never touched an alcoholic drink in their life. I'm not joking. People have been... Someone did a drunk stream and got blacklisted from Nintendo forever. I'm not even joking. It genuinely happened. Because they were just like, absolutely not. You're disgusting and we hate you. Yeah, well, I mean, did he do anything else, Crauds? I mean, that's the base level of what I heard. Oh, okay. But that's fine. Just because he got punched in the dick. Everyone gets punched in the dick. That doesn't mean he should get banned. Tommy got banned for showing his ass cheeks. By accident, we think. Hellspeech, thank you for the 86 months. Chicken in the sink means I'm out. Well, that's not necessarily alcohol related. At least the arse cheeks I can understand. But just getting banned because you got drunk on stream and someone punched you in the... What's wrong with that? He didn't pull his cock out.
Charlie
You know what I mean?
Foxtrot,
It's
here we
like...
come.
I don't understand. What's the issue? Hellsphage. Thank you for the 86 months. What's the word on BF6? No weapons locked to classes. All weapons to all
in
classes.
South Africa near an abandoned fuel extraction facility. It is currently occupied by both American soldiers and rebel nomads.
How about
Focus on the
Roadcraft?
US,
Is
but
the
watch your
Minecraft mod?
Once we have
Or is that
secured
something
your
else?
territory, we can reclaim
Oh no,
the
is that
machine and
the
leader,
is that
all
the
that's
spin
hidden
tires thing?
underground. Raise everything else. This is not a battle our forces can afford to lose.
Is Roadcraft the spin tires slash
Defend
what's that other game?
If US forces
Yeah,
take the
spin tires
sector,
game.
pull back and defend the next one.
I feel like I've already missed the boat. Okay, he'd already been shot several times as well. How did I not get that kill?
Throw grenade!
They died. I couldn't even see them. And now I'm dead because I was not allowed to climb over the wall. Oh, is Tomo enjoying it, is he? What about, dude, what about Helldivers 2 update? What about Super Earth? What about Armor 3 mods on PS5? You guys saw that, right? We've had like so much updates whilst I was gone, but that's just how it works. Oh, by the way, obviously I can talk. I can talk about it now. I went away to Portugal for 3 days, which is why I was away, and I had a very nice time. And we got away just before it got insanely busy because the Women's World Cup final was in the exact place where we stayed. So basically, got lucky and got away. Someone remind me to change my class to the Zane guy. Really? Yeah, Armor Reforger mods came to PS5, yeah. Is the title clickbait? Well, no, go to the beginning of the stream, or just the fact that I've already said a few times that I was worried that they were going to do... I was worried that they were going to not lock weapons to classes, and they haven't. The Women's Football World Cup, not just the overall Women's World Cup. What the fuck was that? Are you really sitting and staring at our spawn? Dude, that's lame as fuck. They're literally just aiming at this hill when people spawn in. That's actually so bad. And then just farming kills. Yeah, I'm out. Big rage quit, guys. Tactically waiting. No, I think knowing where the spawns are and sitting there is lame, dude. That's sad. Yeah, watch out, guys. Look who we've got today. You're a BF5 player? Tactically waiting. It's all about tactically waiting. Can you talk about what you did in Portugal? Any new games or ventures on the horizon? No, I just went there to eat food, basically. Natas. Bacalhau. Is it say it? Bacalhau? The cod. And then what else do they have? Bifanas. Croquettes. I will say though, croquettes have and always will be very mid, and I don't really care for them. I like it's literally and it's quite literally cat food inside a Scotch egg. No, natas are the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Apart from
They like, especially the natas from Lisbon. They are unbeatable. The codfish, what's it called? The little bacalhau pastels, insane. Absolutely insane. Love, because I really like fish related, like fish cakes. Those little bacalhau things, absolutely god tier. Way better than a croquette. And then the bifanas as well with the stewed pork, insane. I could eat that every day. Top 3 right there. What, just a boring human holiday, not a business trip? Yeah, you have to do those sometimes. You've never eaten a fish cake. Yeah, pastel de natas were number 1 on the list. That's easy number 1. Number 2 would be the cod fish cakes. And number 3 would be bifanas. Top 3 food in Portugal right there. If you're interested. They have good drink. Yeah, we were in Lisbon. Right in the section. Right in the section? We were sectioned whilst we were there. No, we were right in the center. And it was very hilly. They have good chicken. Actually, the rotisserie chicken is good. I don't actually know if rotisserie chicken, though, is technically a Portuguese thing. Right? You know how, like, people say, like, oh, Nando's, it's Portuguese. It's like, nah. Nando's. No, but, like, yeah, the rotisserie chicken places were good, though. So, whether that's related to Portugal or not, I don't know. Is it small plate food? They have similar foods to Spain, but what I find weird is that the Portuguese language, sounds so different to Spanish. Especially when they speak it. Obviously, when it's written down, it looks a bit Spanish, but it sounds almost Eastern European. When people are speaking Portuguese fast, it sounds crazy. Lots of you know. Okay, this lobby's never starting. Goodbye. Is Nando's not Jamaican? No. It's a South African chain that is a take on Portuguese rotisserie chicken that is technically the source is from Africa, right? It's going to put me into this lobby again that I left that had no players. It's because it's more nasal and less musical. Okay, 20. This will. Okay, whatever. I'm on attack. I said the same thing. It sounds like Russian mixed with Spanish. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't think it was a Western European dialect.
We fight for you, old friend.
Yeah. Anyway, I did have some good rotisserie chicken though. Whether you describe it as a Portuguese food, I don't know. I'm not gonna be the guy to describe it as a Portuguese food. That's not me. Still, everything was delicious. Even the non-Portuguese food. In fact, a lot of the non-Portuguese food was also very delicious. Because it is the central city and there's just loads of good food everywhere. I don't know what that is, Spud.
All right, troops. Focus on your objectives. Secure this sector and push the Russians into the next.
Hell yeah, that was beautiful. Pataniscas. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'll be honest, I didn't have as much Portuguese food as I'd maybe dreamed I would have. You know what I mean? Who's sniping me from a place I can't even see? I could have certainly tried even more food. Please don't block. Please don't block. Oh yeah, maybe I should use the railgun when we're this far away. I forgot how good that is. Yep, that guy is killing everyone with the railgun. In fact, are they cheating? Let's just make sure they're not cheating, dude. That's the last thing we need. I haven't quite got the bullet drop down with this. I'm still forgetting where... Again, I've been playing too much COD, man. Been playing too much COD. I've forgotten how to play Battlefield. Ah, the Roche. The Roche. I don't think I should use the Roche because I think we're about to get close range, so let's not do that. Schnitzel. Any juicy gossip about BF6? Well, they're not locking weapons to classes, Bewilderbeast. This is the issue. This is what we've been trying to explain. The biggest thing is they're not locking weapons to classes. It's just going to be Battlefield 2042, but with classes instead of heroes, which again kind of defeats the purpose, right? Not only are you bringing back the 2042 system, you're bringing back a less complete version. Cool. That was pretty cool, man. They're bringing back a less complete version of the 2042 system, where you have less customization because it's classes. There's only 4 classes and not 8 or 10 heroes or whatever it is.
Target eliminated.
Holy shit. BF4 was crazy. Sniping was actually ridiculously hard. But maybe that's why I liked it so much. The aura gain you got from being a good sniper in BF4 was crazy. I'm still paying off the good aura that I got from BF4 to this day. Was it the engineer class that only had SMG access? In what game? BF3, I think. Yeah. BF3, it was only SMGs, maybe. But carbines as well, right? So, like, somewhat decent assault rifles-ish. Well, I don't know when I'm going back now, Spud. That's the problem. I'm not completely done, but... These guys trying to hit clips on the back of that little Hornet thing. But I'm probably not going to go back to Portugal now for a good 5 years. Unless I need to. I've done it now. Completed it, mate.
Target eliminated.
The only difficult thing is balance. No, it's the problem with the not locking weapons to classes is what's the point? What defines a class if you're not locking the weapons or even how they look to the class? What's the point? It's just a Call of Duty perk. It's a pick a perk system. That's all it is, and it just kind of like numbs down the whole game to what perks do you want to use on your random class that looks this. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Essentially, nothing matters.
Hold on, reloading.
It's all a game, and the points don't matter. Gadgets, sure. But what I'm saying is that why even have classes then? Why not just have you pick a skin, you pick a skin, and then you pick your perks. That's it. GG. What's the difference? What? How did I not get the headshot though when I was shooting that exact angle? Whoops, too late.
Friendly Allies engaging at Objective Charlie 2. Let me get in!
There's no defined, like, the roles are kind of like, the roles are just melded together. Wait, no headshot? Oh, for fuck's sake, you little bastard. I stood still for 1 second. Too long.
Allies engaging at Charlie 1.
Battlefield as an existential crisis. Again, what is the point in saying we're going back to basics? Anyway, classes are pointless. You know what I mean? Guys, we're listening to the community and we're going back to exactly what you guys loved BF1 and BF3, right guys? No, I'm just kidding. They didn't do that. But it's like, here's everything that you loved about those old games. Now forget that, because we're changing it in a way that's but why does it matter? Dude, okay. So think about it this way, right? What's good about a class? Okay, when you think of a class in any game, let alone Battlefield, what makes it? What defines a class? What is it? Is it simply, oh, this? Are we not just when you say, oh, what abilities and gadgets do they have? Are we not describing a hero shooter as opposed to a class shooter? Are we not? Do you know what I mean? Does that not almost like, oh, what abilities and things what does this hero have, as opposed to what guns and how they look, and they're a generic soldier. They're not a specific person or character. Do you know what I mean? How are we not describing a hero apart from the fact that it's a generic hero? Do you know what I mean? It's just a hero, but with different, but convoluted. It's a hero with more steps or less steps, I guess. That's the problem. They're kind of like they're keeping the hero system without calling it that. You know?
Contain the Russian forces in this sector. Take the objectives and end it.
Oh, this fucks the snipers up, dude. They're just not used to someone moving like this. Why'd you give up? Why'd you stop shooting me? It's because they had to focus on the people close. What matters is in the class is a role. But, well, yes, but what I'm saying is that why call it a class then? Classes without weapon class look as a step forward. But how is it different from 2042? But just replace the heroes with generic characters. Not even that. It's not even. They're not even recognizable characters. In fact, if anything, it makes the gameplay less readable, because when you see a hero, you know exactly what gadgets and classes they have. Whereas if they're not even having heroes, they're going to be even less identifiable by how they look, because they're going to be more generic. So it's kind of like now you've kind of you've gone wrong on two fronts. You're not going to be able to tell by how they look and by what weapon they're using. You know, it goes now it's even more dissolved. You know? Did they say if a certain class will have affinity to certain weapons? Yeah, so for the sniper class, for instance, you can hold breath longer. That's it. That's the class specialty for being a recon. So for me, that's basically irrelevant, because if anyone who plays a lot of modern shooters knows that you don't need longer hold breath most of the time, because you know that you just hold breath for a very short period of time. It's not really necessary. In fact, in Battlefield 2042, you don't even hold breath because the guns have barely any sway. It's a perk system. It's not a class system. It's a perk system. Pick your perks. And I don't know what data they've got that suggests that that's better for the game. I would love some, like, you know, some data that says, here's why we want to have these open classes where anyone can use any weapon. You know, like, why did people go, do you know what? I really like being able to use any weapon on any class.
هنعمل ايه؟
I don't know. I don't know. And and the other thing they are focusing on is they are definitely focusing on, oh, for goodness sake, not this map again. They are definitely focusing on the Call of Duty audience, because the Battlefield Battle Royale is very, very similar to Warzone, which I think, by the way, is a good thing. Warzone is the kind of like the pinnacle of first-person shooter Battle Royale for the most accessible audience. Because you could argue, well, why not PUBG? I don't think PUBG is as accessible as Call of Duty's Battle Royale. I think PUBG now, if, like, for instance, anyone, even a brand new player, could go and play Call of Duty Warzone and have a decent time and know what's going on, I feel like someone new to PUBG just hasn't got a chance. You could argue the same for both, but I feel like Warzone is way more, like, understandable and easier to kind of, like, get a grip on. You mean ample buybacks? So yeah, they don't have a buyback system. They don't have, or allegedly, there's no, like, shop, but there's, like, a respawn area. I don't know whether that's going to be like a conquest point or whatever, but there's going to be something that you have to go to in order to get your teammates back. And right now we don't know what that is. But in some way or another, you're going to be able to get your teammates back, and you have to go to a certain location to do it. And there's even the suggestion of loadouts. So you will be able to potentially build a favorite class, or you'll be able to build a favorite, you know, set of guns and perks, and you'll be able to pick them up in the game. And again, I'm very strong on this because obviously I play a lot of Warzone, and it's the only Battle Royale that I've actually sunk a lot of time into. I don't see that as being a bad thing of just basically recreating, emulating Warzone is not a bad thing in my eyes, as far as I can tell. Dude, I could not see that player at all. I don't see that as being necessarily an awful thing. You know, copying Warzone with Battlefield flavor. I'm not against it. Although I am a little concerned about tanks in the Battle Royale. If you're trying to go for a more infantry-focused... If you're trying to go for a more infantry-focused vibe, I don't know about tanks in the game. Dude, the Vector shreds. As long as they don't emulate cheaters and breaking it every 5 minutes. Well, can't promise that. Enemies? Oh, hello.
All objectives secure. The sector is now under our control.
Good. Really? I hit them in the head and in the body and it wasn't a one-shot? The revolver would have one-shot them at range. Ah.
You must return to the combat area. The enemy has reached.
People are also a little bit concerned that... because the team making all of the Battlefield elements is smaller, they're worried that the Battle Royale mode might take precedence over the multiplayer if the Battle Royale is popular. I think that's another big concern people have, which is fair.
Our attack on Bravo 1 is
Yeah, this gun is so busted. I forgot that there's a tactical run in this as well. I always forget that there's a double run. Hey, I got into the PS5 pre-alpha test for BF6. How do we download it? Do we get a code or something? Bro, I don't mean to. I don't want to snitch. Oh, dude, you're not supposed to tell people about that shit, dude. That's under NDA. You know, that's crazy. The police might come around, dude. Dude, watch out. Dude, I don't want to snitch right now, but you might be in trouble. I'm glad to see that the NDA is working. And by the way, that's fine. You were joking. Oh. Luckily, so was I. There's a guy on the... hello. I saw him, but I didn't want to fight him. But no, yeah, I don't even know actually, because if I was to know anything about labs, it would be on the PC version of the game. Respectfully. So I don't know anything about the PlayStation version. In fact, I don't know anything about labs at all. I don't really know what you're talking about. I wish I did. I wish I knew what you were talking about. What's labs? That's yeah, exactly.
It's already a costly battle.
Precisely. Shut up, Stod. We know that you and Jack Frags made the game. That's also under NDA. All of my labs testers know. We weren't supposed to talk about that. I mean, my labs testers? I don't know what we're talking about. Battlefielder? I hardly know her. The first rule of labs is you don't talk about labs. Now, the first rule of labs is that labs doesn't exist. And we have no idea what you're talking about.
Bravo 3 target. Begin the assault. Target eliminated.
You need to switch your consoles to English to reinstall labs. That sounds like something. I wouldn't know, though. Right, we're putting this on. We're going back to the revolver again. Where is it? Now we can snipe. Do I ever squad up on 2042? I didn't, but I probably will when the new game comes out. The problem is with Battlefield is the gameplay often doesn't lend itself to playing... How do I describe this? Yes, it is a squad-based game sometimes, but a Battle Royale is definitely easier to play as a squad because you have to. I feel like whenever I play Battlefield with a load of people is you always end up just doing your own thing, stuck somewhere, and you know, you're less likely to play as a squad because you can get away with not doing it. You know what I mean? Not playing as a squad. Is there a guy here? Oh, hello. It said press E to take down, so that's the only reason I knew he was there. Yeah, so the problem with Battlefield games as a squad, usually in like Conquest or whatever, is that it's usually so chaotic that it's harder to play as a squad anyway. Which is why I actually really like playing Battlefield solo. Because I don't have to worry about, you know, basically formulating any kind of plan whatsoever. You kind of just... It's the most fun way to play an FPS. Casually. Right, guys? That's the whole point of Battlefield games. It's a fun, casual game that you don't have to take too seriously. Unlike Warzone, unlike, you know, CS, Overwatch. That's the main focus of playing these games, in my eyes. Armor of Forger is a bit more like that, but the problem with Armor of Forger is that if you're not paying attention and you don't miss the pixel on your left, you just die all the time as well. So, unlocked weapons doesn't mean that the game won't be playable. I mean, 2042 is certainly playable. It just means that it's just a big boiling pot of like hero classes and weapons that there's not really as much consistency. You just kind of do whatever you want, really. But we're not sure if that just defeats the purpose of having classes. Why even call it classes? You might as well just say, pick your perk package and your gadgets. You know? Which, for some people, maybe your definition is that. But I don't think it is for me.
Back on your feet.
Am I going to get sniped? These enemies? No, these are teammates. We need to... How are we going to get to B2 when there's nothing left? I'm dying? Okay. What?
If this keeps dragging on, we're sure to run out of resources.
Why are you saying confirmed? Look up... Actually, what's it called? Battlefield Labs Community Update the class system. They've released a full statement that all weapons will be available on all classes. And that's final. Essentially. That's what they've done. They've essentially said, all weapons on all classes. Bye. I can sum it up to that. My team are literally letting that guy with an LMG just shoot me in the head. That's insane. There was 3 teammates looking at him. Damn, I wonder why we didn't push that objective. Well, the devs have made that decision, yeah. And that was genuinely my biggest concern. Obviously, my other big concerns were cheaters and maybe the game's movement being crazy, which it was, as far as we can tell from the leaks. But they've actually addressed that. I was also very concerned about the fact that they were going to potentially put vehicles in a battle royale if they made one, and they are potentially doing that as well. So that's a little bit of a big concern. It's not final. There you go. Well, no, it's technically not final, but people were already saying this when I mentioned this 2 months ago. I said this 2 months ago. I was like, all weapons are on all classes, right? All weapons are on all classes from the leaks, and everyone just said to me, Stod, you're being a big, silly idiot. They're only doing that to test the weapons and the balance. There's no way they're not going to lock weapons to classes. This is just a big test, Stod. You big, silly sausage. God, you're stupid and I hate you, is exactly what they said last time. And then it turns out that that is the case. There's a statement from Labs today that if feedback is negative enough, they'll change it back. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Maybe after alphas or betas. The ones that we can actually, like, play.
You're being deployed to a bunker in the Scottish Hebrides. The Russians have dug in, scavenging tech out of the underground lab belonging to Boreas R&D.
So actually to give you a very strong example of why I'm not the biggest fan of the class system when you can use any weapon is I would say I have used McKay and then Zane because they changed McKay's thing about 95% of my playtime in this video game. Now, is that because I think it's the best class or the best hero? No, it's because these classes give me every single... Like, I can play as any class with these classes. How do I describe this? So with Zane, for instance, I get an extra 20 health. This is almost a sniper rifle, but it's not. But it kind of is because it's got 100-meter headshot range. I can then use any assault rifle, LMG, SMG, and then this class has a self-heal, and then this character has a self-heal as well. So rather than playing the medic class, I can just play assault and just use any of the SMGs. I can use the sniper. It doesn't matter. And that's all I do. I just play the same hero every single time. Because when I use anything else, even the medic classes, I was like, oh, okay, I can play a medic. Oh, but now I don't get the armor plate. And so you end up with these situations where these two classes are so strong. There's even if I'm not playing like meta, I'm not trying to be the best. This guy has a freaking he has a bloody grappling hook. So I've got self-healing, armor plate, grappling hook, any sniper, any SMG, and any grenade I want. No wonder I play McKay. Why would I use anything else? I'm not forced into using... Whenever I want to use any weapon, I just play McKay. Because I'm not forced to use a class. Is that a good thing? Or would it be more fun if I was like, okay, if I want to use SMGs today, I'm going to have to change my playstyle because I'm not going to be able to use the best class in the game every single round for any weapon that I want to use? Or would you argue that that's actually beneficial because it means I can always play with I can heal myself and I can fly around the map and I can use any gun I want? I don't know. But Falk is way better. Maybe for helping teammates, but if I play in a certain way, I can heal myself as much as I want. As long as I play a bit more passive, I can just run away and heal the same way that Falk can. Maybe a bit slower. You know? So you play classes because of the weapons and not the team play. But the thing is, I can't even revive the people even if I wanted to. But what I'm saying is that why would I want to? I don't know. There's no incentive anyway, but I've always said that if you want people to play more class-based combat, or what's it called, to play their roles and play more team play, they should massively boost the points and experience you get from doing objectives and from healing and reviving. Yes, I understand that people will obviously take advantage of that and spam it, whatever. I don't know. But I've always found it weird that kills are always the most important thing on the scoreboard and for the score. If you want people to actually focus on doing objectives and doing and reviving, I don't know why you don't get way more points for it. You know? People won't be encouraged to use weapons. But there's going to be, like, the best weapons anyway, right? Oh my god, look how many bloody things we have. The medic class does kind of go high on the leaderboard. But that's what I'm saying. So the problem I have is the reason why I've found that they never give too many points for medic heals or giving ammo is because they don't want people like abusing it to level up quickly, as opposed to like, why don't we give the people who are giving ammo like except apart from BF1. I remember BF1 you actually got loads of points for giving ammo. It feels like you just don't get any points in Battlefield games apart from just getting kills all the time. I don't know. That's just how it feels. I'm always encouraged just to go for kills if I want to get the most points, the most experience, level up quicker. But that's my opinion. Yours may differ. Right, let's put this whole thing on. That was a 2-shot. The solution is to get rid of the unlock grind, but I think it's pretty much confirmed. I think everyone knows that in order to increase engagement, which is what they want, having an unlock grind gives you something to do. Oh, I can get this guy. Hang on. Oh! A collateral? You see what I mean about using it? I can get a sniper on this class. This is a pretty strong sniper for this map. I enjoy the unlock grind. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like people wouldn't even play Call of Duty multiplayer if they didn't have an unlock grind. That's the whole point of the game these days. A mind-numbing gun unlock system. No matter what. Oh my god. I missed everything. Like, even in, like, for instance, in BF3 and in Battlefield 3, I remember specifically the only reason I cared about playing and using certain classes and guns is because I want to unlock the next gun. You know? That's, like, one of the reasons why I kept on playing. I was just like, oh, I really want to unlock that gun that that guy's using. How do I unlock it? What do I need to do? And then obviously from there, it's kind of like that's just taken over the game. Although I think I prefer Battlefield's system of like unlocking them through levels because again, it forced me to be like, I want to be max level because then I get all the guns. Whereas in Call of Duty, I think you unlock weapons through certain challenges. And I don't know whether is that better for people who don't have as much time? But I think I've always preferred the thing where it's like, I want to get max level. That's the main thing. My main focus in the first week or 2 weeks is I want to get max level. Because that makes that makes it rewarding for me. And it means that, in a way, you get an advantage over other players simply because, I've got the best weapon in the game now. You know? It's like, oh, I've grinded to max level. That gives me advantage. And sometimes that's a fun way to play the game. Like, because I play the game the most, that's how I get an advantage. You know? And then eventually everyone else catches up.
The enemy is losing many troops. Do not relent.
But then I also understand that people that have real jobs don't have the time to grind and then feel like, well, that's bullshit because you've got the best gun in the game and I'm just going to lose fights based on the fact that you just played the game more. Which kind of sucks. But I think that DICE does have the mentality that sometimes unbalanced is more fun for them as opposed to just making everything perfectly balanced. And I think BF1 is a big sign of that behavior. Real jobs, yeah.
Russian forces are leaving the site.
Fluffy Paws, thank you for the 17 months. Thank you. I always prefer score streaks. Well, there you go. I've been enjoying Warzone casual mode. Fine. I think that's great. That's exactly what the mode's for, right? Joblessness is a component to it. Yeah. I feel like one thing that even though I guess it's not, I don't know, could you say immoral? One of the best things I liked about games is that if I played them long enough, eventually I'd be like a good player, right? that's where skill-based matchmaking kind of took away that aspect of it. Is just kind of like eventually you kind of get melded into this plateau of just like here you're at that like you're not at the pro level, you're just at the top level where you're just like, yeah, I guess I'm pretty good, but I never get to like actually feel like I'm good. You know, obviously in Battlefield that still has that element of like I've now mastered the game and I'm playing against all the kind of players and it doesn't really matter. But like I remember one of the most satisfying things about the game was seeing what the top level was and being like, I want to be that guy who just goes around smashing the lobby. And like that just, it does happen, but you need to be even better than that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a weird thing to think about. It's like before you could just be above average and feel like you were at that level. Now you've got to be full-time pro level streamer 10 hours a day, and then you'll be at that level again. So it's kind of like the threshold for where you felt powerful in a video game is now so much higher. And then maybe that's better for everyone. I don't know. But like I remember in Battlefield, you know, I wasn't great at Battlefield when I started. And I remember I wanted to be like right at the top of the leaderboards. Like obviously I was playing at like 30 FPS, like, but then I felt like I got to a certain level where I was like, yeah, I feel good about this now. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm one of those guys that I saw dominating the lobby, I don't know, 3-5 weeks ago. And it took longer than that probably. Probably takes like 6 months for me to feel like, yeah, I've really like nailed this game. But yeah, as SBMM essentially just kind of like puts that goalpost like really far in the distance. Basically, unless I'm going to go pro, I'm never really going to be at that level. But yeah, with Battlefield, I guess you can certainly feel powerful if you're good at the game, especially when it's cross-platform as well. There's a lot of factors involved in how good you feel at the game. Oh yeah, I probably want to use an assault rifle, maybe an LMG. What's a good LMG in this game? I haven't played enough. The DFR. Oh, is that the Strife? I don't think I've unlocked that one. Let me use this. I've never used this vehicle before. It just flies like a helicopter, right? Guys, is this copyrighted? What the hell is this song? Is this always play? Why is there a song playing? Ow. What the hell was that song? DMCA incoming? Honestly, maybe. BF radio? Ah, shit. Is it legal? Oh, I thought there was a gun on top. Have I uninstalled another game yet? What do you mean? I uninstall games all the time. Oh. Have I uninstalled Delta Force? I think it's still installed. I can't remember, honestly. Oh, what the fuck? Radio plays in the vehicle. Yeah, but I know is the song DMCA? I don't know. It'd be pretty insane if it was. What about the VHX? No, this gun is this gun still good? I think it is. Have I ever rage quit uninstalled a game? I think I did that with Hell Let Loose. Maybe. Hell Let Loose. I did it with something recently, actually. I can't remember what game it was. It is DMCA? Or it is fine, I don't know. Does the no server browser thing bother me? Well, it would be nice, but it's fine. I should probably use this. God, it's so slow though. But to be honest, it probably should have been that way since launch. Probably. How many headshots? What? Actually, I can nade that. Oh, you can hear them underneath. They're all underneath me right now. Oh, the timing. The timing. I probably should not be alive, and I was not. The Christmas music wasn't fine. Oh, good. But yeah, no. So the thing with this is a first world streamer problem. The only good thing about this game and the new game having no matchmaking for streaming is the what's it called? Stream sniping is harder to do on games like this. Okay, I died. Yeah, cool. Love that for me. Because obviously when I used to play the older games, you used to get stream sniped basically relentlessly all the time. Until they added the matchmaking, which obviously makes it more annoying because obviously people can still stream snipe, and I don't really want to attempt it because I know people will. They'll be like, yeah, look, I can. Like, yes, people can still do it. It's just more annoying to do it. It just takes them longer, and eventually they do just like go, oh, fuck it. So the only benefit for me that the game has matchmaking is that it just makes it harder for people to follow me around. But is that really good for the game? Probably not. In terms of, is it good for the game on their side? Yes, because they control the matchmaking. Is it better for the player? Probably not, no. Because it means that you have to play whatever they feel like you should play. It's never your choice. It's kind of like you're just forced into whatever they think you should be playing, not what you want to play. And I don't think that's the best thing for the player. Good for streamers. Good for everyone. Maybe not. Oh, I got a headshot anyway. For fuck's sake. What's that suppressor though? What the fuck? I wonder what the coming streamer mode will entail. You know, I've been asking for a streamer mode on Battlefield since Battlefield 1. But, you know, it is what it is. They got bigger fish to fry, literally, than streamer mode. So, I understand them not focusing on that, but it would have been nice. Figuratively. I guess not literally. They're not actually literally dealing with a giant fish. Or are they? Guys, that's the question. Maybe they are dealing with an actual large fish. Easter eggs, anyone? So maybe literally was the right word to use. Oh, you just tanked it.
One down! Woo!
I'm gonna say that time between shots is so slow. Mess me up. I've never been on the defending team at this point. This is new. He peeked me so. I can't hit him even though you can see his head. I need to switch back to Raul. Is his name Raul? I can't remember his name. Zane. Why did I think it was Raul? Wait, hang on. What was I gonna do? I was gonna switch something. I already forgot. I was gonna change to something. I can't remember what. Is it a sniper? That's not a player. What the fuck?
Need a second to reload.
Such an awkward angle. No, you stupid bastard. You're just sitting in there the whole time. Oh my god, he's going to get away with it. Oh, this guy's the worst, dude. Literally just lying prone in a container. Sick of it. I'm going to go. That didn't even go anywhere near where I wanted it to. Is that the guy? Fuck you. Vehicle behind me? Oh, never mind. It was below me. What? Okay. Sure, man. That has no cover, I guess, because he just shot straight through it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why wouldn't let me spawn?
The sector is lost. Fall back and regroup.
Yeah, I think they're going for a more gritty theme with the next game, guys. I think we're okay in that respect. Oh my god, dude, look how much we're helping up here, dude. Let's go. Look, these guys are just firing rockets from max distance away. Guys, I can't really talk because I used to just sit at the back of the map with a sniper 1,000 meters away, so... You know, I get it.
This is the last sector we have secure. Stop the Americans here or we fail.
I get it. They're allowed to have fun. Wait, hit him once. He's dead. Do they have sniper glint in BF6? Yeah, probably. Why wouldn't they? Not. It's like such an integral part of the game now. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, just shoot at me at the back, not the two guys completely open in front of you. Aim at me. Yeah, that's a great idea. What the f... There's no way I'm being beamed when there's like 600 men in front of me. There's just no cover as well. Like, we have this bank, and if anyone flanks at any point, we all just die in the open. It's not great, is it? Oh, I was going to switch to that guy, that's why. I forgot what I was doing. Pretty horrible defensive experience on this part of the map. I might as well, yeah, I basically I should just be using a sniper and nothing else. There's nowhere to hide.
Reloading.
Railgun revolver? Well, yeah, that'd be great, but... Pretty horrific defensive experience here. We have like one vehicle to hide behind. And then they just get to just rail us from all angles. You know what I mean? Feels kind of weird.
Enemy has taken objective Delta 2.
I'm just trying to get... I don't even know where to be. In here?
Perk, keep it up.
Very nice.
Hold on. Need ammo.
Yeah, we already got a railgun. How would you balance it? What would be the point in it compared to using the railgun? I'm just spawning in the open, dude. What the fuck is this? I might be in range to headshot these guys, though. Oh. This is too flat. And then the other area is fine, but then there's no other cover other than the... It doesn't make any sense. Good guy right there. There is. This is horrific. They get all the cover. Thank you.
Need to reload.
I can hear them running around. I think.
We have secured an objective.
We need a few more like boxes and crates around here. Also, what is with this fucking square shit on my map? You see, this keeps happening. Every time I go to look at like a light source, it like turns my screen into squares. Guys, watch out. We're getting pretty angry. Watch out, man. We don't want to rage now. Careful. Yeah, I was going to change this guy, wasn't I?
Our tactics are showing some success. Enemy
Or
forces
do
are
I
growing
dare
in
play medic?
Delta 1 has been lost.
God, imagine playing a different class. The fuck?
Their attack is strong, but we are stronger. Do not give in.
That guy, look, guys, what the? What? Why? Is this like a weird shader issue?
US forces have captured an objective.
Well, it is, yeah, but like, why? You know? Can I beam this guy? Someone else got him with one hit. All right, bro. Time to clean the shaders. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. Could be hacks, though, you know? Turn off NVIDIA Reflex? It can't be Reflex. Reflex, it's got nothing to do with how Reflex works.
What now?
Reflex has nothing to do with that. I went on a course. I know how Reflex works. It shouldn't have anything to do with that. Turn off NVIDIA Reflex. But NVIDIA Reflex... Okay, I'll go... Look, I'm pretty sure it doesn't do it. It can't have anything to do with NVIDIA Reflex.
This sector is all we have left.
But we can look. We'll have a look together. Because I can reproduce it, right? Although this guy's going to be annoying. Right, ready? So this is clearly... Ready? And then NVIDIA Reflex. I mean, I'll be impressed if it is. Where is it? NVIDIA Reflex disabled. I've done the course. I've got the paperwork. I'm pretty sure it's got nothing to do with NVIDIA Reflex. Unless you're talking about DLSS, but even then I don't think it's anything to do with that.
Threat eliminated.
NVIDIA Reflex shouldn't have anything to do with how your game is rendered in terms of how it looks. It's just how it's just how the frames are ordered in a way. No, I needed one hit. Look, 8 health. Tick tick boom, thank you for the 57 months. Found the business cards on the computer last night. Only fitting I resubbed this morning. Cheers, you extreme tree don't care. Thank you, Tick Tick. I mean, look, we still got it, dude. Look. Wait, the background's still there, dude. And I think I've used the other one, or I used the other one like last year, the other intro clip. Tick Tick made our what's it called? Is it 11 years that you did those? How do you call them? Transitions? Something like that. You're in a completely... You're not still doing graphics, are you? You're doing something else now. Loading screen. Yeah, something like that. Is this game still dog-alicious? I don't know what... What is that?
Reloading.
Oh my god, he's literally won. Damn it. No, no, no. Who just shot me and why?
Eliminate
Well, we can't go back that way because that guy's going to be holding that angle now. 0 chance of survival. Nope. Can't go that way now as well, although I don't know why I took damage there.
Exodus doesn't quit.
There was someone on the left there, so he's probably going to peek out. He saw me go around the corner. He's in this corner right here where I'm looking. Lovely. Right, I'm actually going to go around the back, maybe. Because I've looked this way and no one's peeked this corner, so... They might hear my footsteps there as I run around. No, not the dog. Not the dog. Anything but the dog. The dog actually almost killed me. I'm not even joking. What a fucking joke, dude. Honestly. One of the worst things ever I ran into a video game. Oh. Organic elevation extraction. But I'm sure the graphic design comes in handy, though. You don't have to hire someone. I can still see that link, Judge, by the way. Yeah, so other people have this bug. It's just drivers. Yeah, I thought it might be drivers. Oh, it's not breaking my game, though, so... It reorders the frames. It tries to... If I remember correctly, NVIDIA Reflex works. I'm not sponsored anymore.
Count me in.
But who knows? Maybe
Let's go.
NVIDIA Reflex works by syncing your CPU and your GPU and giving you the newest frame as opposed to the highest frame rate. Do you get what I mean? A rendering pipeline. Yeah. It tries to give you the newest frame even if there are other frames that were available. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And you should, and Reflex 2, insane. Reflex 2 is so insane. It's so good. I'm sure I'll probably showcase that eventually because it's only on like 2 games right now. But Reflex 2 is fucking crazy. Whoever thought it up was on Spice or something. Fair enough, tick tick. I mean, it is what it is. It makes sense. Guys, basically, if you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, you're talking about frame wrap, Reflex 2. Yep. So sick. Well, I mean, I'll talk about Reflex 2. Basically, your mouse moves, the screen moves, and then fills, and then basically it ignores whatever is actually there and imagines what's there using AI. Insane. It fills in the gaps until you're then looking at what it then gives you the information you need to know. So it basically moves your crosshair before the game even renders what you can see. So it basically fills in that gap. It basically says, look, your crosshair is going to move perfectly with your mouse, basically like, 5 milliseconds. And it's going to guess what was there, and then it's going to fill in that information when it finally gets it, but it's going to move your crosshair first. So I'm guessing there is a point where if you did like a 90-degree like snap, the enemy might not even be there yet. But you might have been shot from there. Do you know what I mean? That's how it works. It's insane. I don't know how someone was like, what if we just guessed what was there first? So the crosshair still moves faster, but we don't know, and then the information fills in afterwards. Crazy. The other thing I was going to say, yeah, so today's stream was basically talking about the fact that weapons are not locked to classes in BF6 at the moment. This was something that I've already voiced my concerns about, because in the leaks, you can see that any class can use any weapon, and people were saying that, they're just testing the weapons on all classes. I'm sure they're gonna fulfill class-based weapons later on in the testing. They've basically come out with a statement saying that, nope, that is how we want to do the game. And obviously everyone, including myself, is pretty mad, because if you're not going to have class-locked weapons, you can't tell what class someone is playing based on the weapons first. Second of all, I don't know if classes are going to look a specific way either, or if you're just going to look like a generic soldier who just has these perks and gadgets, and you just play as a generic character that has the perks and gadgets of the class that you pick. And if that is the case, then what's the point in having a class system? You're essentially just picking perks and gadgets like Call of Duty, but like locked perks and gadgets. Imagine Call of Duty had, if you guys play Call of Duty, I don't know if you do, imagine instead of you had the custom perk packages, you just had a perk package and a set of gadgets. That's what you're picking. Everything else is completely random. That's the issue I have right now, is that you're... maybe this is because they want it to be more open for a battle royale that they're making, because if they make it class-based in the battle royale, then that makes it awkward. I don't know. Maybe they want it to integrate it better with their other game modes. I don't know. Allegedly, they say they're open to changing it if there's enough backlash, but it's like, should they? I don't know. Like, if you're saying that this is what I want to know. If you're saying that the game plays better by having no class-based weapons, why? Why does the game play better? Not just, oh, we want to give people freedom. Why is it better? What data? What thing have you asked 100 people who've played and said, do you like the fact that you're able to use any gun on any class? Why? And why? Where have they got this data that is decided that not having class locked weapons is the best for the game? That's what I want to know. I want to know the reason why they've picked that. And so far, it has just been boiled down to it's freer. It allows players to kind of customize however they want. It's but true, but I don't know. It just feels weird. And they haven't tested, as far as I'm aware, they haven't tested whether weapons locked to classes would work. Or maybe they have. I don't know. I just want to know why. Maybe they tested it. Maybe they said we did 100 hours of testing with class-based weapons and people didn't like it, so we changed it. Or is it about the fact that they might be preparing for weapon skins in the store? Again, I don't know if this is the case, but the way I'm looking at it is if it is for MTX, then it would make sense that they want to make guns available in all classes, because you want to buy a skin for a gun and be able to use it on whatever class you want, as opposed to being locked in and going, oh, but now I can only play medic, etc., etc. There is also, and this was another thing that I brought up earlier, which is the fact that there is also a class that is allowed 2 primary weapons. So not only and which is again another reason why they might be open, because they have this one perk that allows you to have 2 primary weapons, which would suggest, well, we can't lock, if they're allowed to take 2 primaries, we can't lock them to just 2 assault rifles. They've got to have, so there is a chance that you can have a sniper and an assault rifle and an SMG. It's not a chance, it's in the game. And then you can also play as a medic. So you can be a medic, sniper, assault player. Oh, no, sorry. I guess because you're playing the assault class, you wouldn't have the healing, but they might have some sort of healing thing. I don't know. But do you see what I mean? And I think you can take a launcher and whatever gun you want or whatever. Again, it just kind of it really dissolves that class system that they supposedly are trying to get back to. That's the issue. It feels like we're very much still in the 2042 state of mind in how they've done the classes. It's essentially heroes, but generic heroes instead. Right? That's what it is now. So instead of it being heroes, I love the way it says classes. Instead of it being heroes, it's now just, imagine these guys just meld into a generic character, and you're not picking McKay, you're just picking generic assault guy, but he has access to every weapon instead. That's all that's changed. So, there you go. That's why I'm kind of how I'd love a more detailed explanation of why having weapons open to all is better than not having them locked to classes, so that people have defined roles that you can tell what class someone is by looking at them from further away based on what weapon they're using. Right? So there you go. I think that basically sums up my opinion, whether you wanted to hear it or not. I want some more outlines on exactly why they think that open classes with the weapons is a better thing. That's all I want to know. That's it. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching some 2042 today. Let me know what you think. Either way, I mean, some people have said that they prefer that you are able to access all weapons, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's more accessible to a wider audience if they allow more people to use more weapons, not based on the class that they're using. So there's definitely opposing sides. I just think that the original Battlefield audience definitely prefers weapon lock classes. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching the stream today. Appreciate you hanging out. Give it a like if you enjoyed. And I will be back tomorrow. Actually, what am I doing tomorrow? I've got loads of options to do tomorrow. I could do Battlefront 2. I could do Mini Royale. I could do maybe Armor 3 or Reforger. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But Helldivers 2 as well. Super Earth. So many things to play. But yeah, I'm back from holiday now, so I've had enough. I thought I would just come on here today and talk about all the news that happened whilst I was away, because obviously it would have been nice to talk about it whilst I was there, but, you know, hopefully you enjoyed. Anyway, catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you hanging out. And Monday for Warzone. And then there's a new season, I think. I don't know what's happening. I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely Saturday. Enjoy your weekend.